How did this get booked? 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 Who put this on the card? How did this get booked? This makes you a star. How did this get booked? You're welcome on the line. How did this get booked? We welcome for your time. How did this get booked? All right, you can stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of How Did This Get Booked? I, of course, am your host, Jake Manning, a veteran of the professional wrestling business for over a decade, and I've held every single job except selling popcorn. I'm joined, as always, by a man who is a KC General Store pizza eater, newly, a Truly drinker.
Truly, because I can only buy 12 packs of a White Claw, and I have to go to the airport in like 2 hours. So like getting a 12 pack wasn't beneficial.
Well, it most certainly was not. A man who is away from the Manning Cave, much like I am right now. We are recording
It'd be
this.
real weird if you were there and I wasn't.
Well, I mean, that's how we do 10 Bell Pod. You know that other podcast.
Never heard of it.
No, I bet you haven't. Zane Riley. Zane, how are you doing today? I knew you were setting up for that.
I was waiting. I had to send it to my strong hand so I could pop it in one good little motion.
Strong hand.
My strong hand. I'm great, Jake. I'm talking quiet because we are located someplace we are not normally located.
Yes, we are in Des Moines, Iowa.
Definitely never located there.
Well, I mean, it's been a very long time since I've been located here, at least in the state of Iowa. So, yeah, this is very much outside of what we normally do, but I kind of wanted to mix it up.
But we've done it before this way. We've done it in a hotel room, which is where we are. We're in a hotel room in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, but we the last year we did a hotel room episode.
Do you remember what that episode was?
It was Santa's sleigh.
It was. Do you remember what happened around that time?
Oh, Grandma died.
There you go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, baby. I thought about putting on one of our top fives, Santa's sleigh again, even though it didn't happen this year, just so I could talk about how great it was. Because your grandma died?
Yeah, grandma died. But no, I wanted to do this. This is going to be a very fun, loose episode. This is going to be basically our year in review episode.
Shooting from the hip.
We kind of did a little bit of that last year.
Year's over, Jack.
Yeah,
we did. We did it as a end piece to
an episode.
Santa's sleigh, right?
No, we did it to an end piece as
right.
learning the ropes.
Yeah,
learning the ropes with Lyle Alzado, and I just felt like we could do a whole episode just like this, and you get very loose, and of course,
we don't have to watch anything.
No, well, my life has been very difficult recently, and just with all the shows and everything going
Tinder.
on. Shut your mouth.
Coming
friend.
and going.
No
more Tinder.
Exactly.
Guys, I made fun of him for 2 shows, and we recorded those 2 shows in one day.
Yeah.
So I didn't even get to make fun of him for a long period. I got to make fun of him for one day, and that shit's done for.
It's done. It's just ups, downs.
10 bell salute that. Put that on your 10 Bell Pod Patreon. I mean, nobody's going to listen to it. I sure don't.
But no, there's been a lot of ups and downs this year. Obviously, my love life. No grandmas have died.
Well, I mean, it started off down because your grandma died.
Oh, it started off with grandma, but I mean, I almost lost my mom. She had a heart attack.
That was more recent. Could you imagine how good of an episode we would have had if your mom died?
Oh, that was such a good episode, and the thing is,
it probably would have lined up with a Baywatch,
and it also would have lined up with a breakup because grandma died shortly after I broke up with old girl, and then other girl, we broke up, and then my mom had a heart attack. So it's always like.
So you're trying to tell me that your girls are killing your parents and your grandparents?
I'm just saying that the women in my life are just like, nah, I'm good. I'm done with this guy. Bye.
And by the way, I'm going to leave you and I'm going to take one of your relatives with me.
Yeah.
Also, I'd feel remiss if we didn't. Caleb Conley's here. He's in the back. He's in the bed.
Yeah. He's also got to fly out.
Yeah, he is flying with me. We're a package deal.
We just finished a pretty good wrestling revolver show.
Very good. It was very long.
It was very long. That's why I said pretty good, because when it's really good, it's not 4.5 hours.
Yeah, it was, because it totally was 4.5 hours.
It was 4 hours.
But me and Caleb had a fantastic death match with Moonshine Mantell and Andy Dalton, but that is just chicken feed compared to the fucking classic that Jake Manning put on tonight. One of the best matches I've ever seen live.
Oh, get the fuck out!
Especially when one of those people is an inanimate object.
Well, that's what I was telling you. Well, let's rewind back to your match before we talk about my match. Yeah. I was so proud of you guys. Like, you guys really went for it. Like, I think it was a very uphill struggle for you guys last time because there was a sense of, like, who the fuck are you? You know, because there was you and Moonshine were like the new guys in the equation.
And then, like, Caleb and Andy have basically ran out of feud and basically ended that feud the show before us, and they're just like, "Oh, now we'll give you tag team partners to restart this feud for 2 shows."
Yeah, and it was very, very weird. But I think when you guys came in tonight, and I think there was like a couple miscues at the last show you guys were, but this one you guys were on fire. You guys were great, and I'm still in awe that Caleb did most of that without kick pads on, and he was he wore the Christmas story
onesie. If you saw our promo, if you don't follow Caleb or I on social media, or at least Facebook, because that's where I put all of mine. Caleb puts his on all of them. We do some pretty fun promo work, and then this last couple times, Man Scout, we did one with Jeff Hart, and we did one about the Christmas Story, the movie. We did a play on that, and the Peloton exercise bike. We did play on those as one promo, and Jake filmed it, and they're very good. So if you were able to see those on our social media, that would be great. But the AC kicked on.
Oh, don't worry,
get out of here.
It's off now.
But yeah, you know, we rode the story that we told them that, and then we rode that into this match, and it got a good couple laughs, and the live crowd laughed at they showed the promo, they laughed at that, and they went over well. But yeah, it was coming off the last match that we had with them. It wasn't the best match that we had as a team, and definitely was not. We weren't that happy with it, and then going into it, like. I don't know if you know this about Caleb and I, but we're not deathmatch guys. Caleb kind of is now, but
I know you guys had to do like YouTube research to figure out what a Texas deathmatch was.
To figure out what that even is, and it turns out the deathmatch part is misleading.
Yeah,
this shit doesn't even have to happen in Texas. It turns out it can happen literally anywhere, like Des Moines, Iowa,
exactly, or West Des Moines if you want to get very specific.
West Des Moines. Caleb, you're standing up and walking around. Caleb, are you trying to say something? Caleb's butt hurts.
He did have thumbtacks for.
He did. He did. We both had thumbtacks in the butt. But no, like it was kind of putting it together. We didn't have a ton of ideas. We had like one or two, and then they got there when we finally got to talk. We didn't have a ton of time because they opened the door super early for a meet and greet. And
I remember the meet and greet happening, and you guys were at the merch table at the beginning. Go, how's your match coming together? And he goes, "Oh, it's not together.
It is not at all." So like basically what we did was me and Caleb called an entire match that we thought would be good, and we told them to call an entire match they thought would be good. And then we would go to the locker room and both call our matches to each other and just put in the pieces together that would work. Mm-hmm. And it worked out very well, man. I was
super happy, and you guys got a super reaction at the end of that. I was so
insane,
proud. Like at the end, that they really got behind you, and I feel like the whole beginning half of the show was a little herky jerky. There was an interview segment that went a little long. There was a Christmas
Sammy Callahan thing that he had to get himself over and talk.
That wasn't so. That's pretty par for the course. I was talking about like the Christmas thing. Yeah. Like I felt like that like they talked a little too long.
And then like they were super hot for the first 2 matches, and then the third match was a 3-way. And they were popping for the spots, but there was some downtime between the spots, and it was like crickets.
Well, I think the big problem is match number 1 and match number 2. They were
switched.
There was switch, and then also too there was that interview and then segment and promo. Like that was, I don't know if you know it. I know it. That was over 20 minutes.
Holy shit!
So like I think that there was such a large gap between the actual wrestling. That I think that was kind of an issue, like the momentum of the show
kind of killed that. And then like the 3-way did their best to bring it back, but it was also very short. So like when they started to finally get going, they basically went straight to the finish, which is very weird.
It was nothing to sync there. Like it was a weird energy coming into it, but I think you guys kind of put it back to where it was for the normal.
When we came out, before we went out, I was like, Caleb, they're fucking dead. Like it's kind of
and then knowing how poor of a reaction you got last time, I can only imagine. Like I would have freaked out.
Yeah, and then the reaction itself wasn't the best when I came out, but when I brought Caleb out in the bunny suit, then they started loosening up, and then they were more behind it. And then as we started putting our spots in there and telling this slow build story that we had. That we try to put emphasis on more than the death part of it all. They started to come alive for it, and then like Andy came out there with Moonshine, and they fucking they brought the thunder and we brought the lightning, and we killed it. I feel like I think we did real good. And then Andy and them, they fucked off to the back while me and Caleb were still selling up, and it was weird. We lost, but the crowd came to their feet. We got a standing ovation, and like
it was real good.
It was cool, man. It was just a fucking moment, and like it's like, man, this is wow. It was just kind of a clutch moment that we need, and
that's all some of these shows are. And I'm glad you finally got to experience a full end of that. And that's the thing I love about this crowd. And like Sammy has cultivated a very fantastic audience that's super supportive.
Iowa.
Yeah, in Iowa. He's done a fantastic job.
But, and we were just trying to set it up for you to knock it down, kid. We were just throwing the grapefruits, and then you and Tent came out there. And
fuck, I was so goddamn nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was fucking nervous.
If you don't know, if you haven't seen, again, the promos that we put out, the promos that Jake does, Jake tonight wrestled Tent, an inanimate object. Well, and like, as good as you did, and as good as you did with Tent, that referee sold his fucking ass off for every... What the fuck, man? That referee sold his ass off to, like, make every single moment feel like he was really in the shit in a match.
Yeah.
And that you had a very good referee as far as believing in the product he was a part of.
Oh, Sammy did a fantastic job of giving me Nick the chin. And, like, I pulled Nick aside. I go, Nick, it's you and me.
This is the match, kid.
This is it, you and me, and what we do here. That's what's going to be the thing that makes a difference. Because I think the thing that scared me the most about it was there was a moment like earlier, just today, I was like, "Oh fuck! If I forget something, I can't go to a fucking camping tent and be like, where are we at, brother? Like, I have to fucking know."
Which me and Caleb had that moment. We had a moment where Caleb was like, "Where are we at?" I was like, "I don't know. Let me go ask them." Oh wait, never mind. I remember. And then like at one time, Moonshine, I had to ask him where we were at one point. But you don't have that. You didn't have that luxury.
No, I had no fun. I thought I was going to go out there like Tom Brady.
I was say we talked about maybe you write this shit down on like your wrist tape.
Well, I mean, to let people know.
Fuck it, let's let them,
because
inside baseball.
That's all this is, And I figure this is a good little thing because people.
Because literally, when we get this episode actually going, we've got like 15 minutes to talk, guys, and we're done. So,
yeah. But like, people,
you're welcome.
People always talk about our interactions on the pop culture shows, so you're getting a full one of those.
You're welcome,
because we didn't have enough time to watch it.
Sure didn't.
But we did have time to do a year in review.
We have some stuff. Yeah,
we have some stuff. We have some stuff prepared. Zane prepared on the way to the hotel tonight
from the building, which was 10 minutes. I asked Jake about.
I did a half an hour research, so don't worry.
I asked Jake about a person that I thought we had recently talked to within the last maybe 2 or 3 months. He's like, I think we talked to that guy 2 years ago.
Yeah,
fair enough.
But no, you were gracious enough with your time and came over and helped me piece some stuff together for this match with Tent.
At the Hebron Hall of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Because they have a 16-foot ring. So anything we can do in that ring is what we can do in the Revolver ring.
Because it is also 16 foot.
It is also 16 foot. So I had some ideas that I had been putting into a notepad for a year. So I've been planning for this match for over a year. And I just roughed some of the ideas out and then pieced them together. And you gave me a couple ideas, inspired me on a couple ideas.
And we just walked around a ring and like, what can a fucking stiff-ass tent do?
Yeah, but the slingshot spot was my favorite.
You took that shit straight to the floor.
Well,
hard as fuck.
Want to know why?
Because you jumped too hard there, big legs.
No, because fucking Noah needed to jump very hard. But then in my mind, I'm like, man, I got to make this look good. And so I was like, when I jumped, in my mind, I thought out the Rey Mysterio song. Look that up in the sky, Rey Mysterio.
Look that up in the sky. It's Jake Manning.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I'm holding my shorts, and I'm like, and then there's a thought where I was like, man, if I don't grab the top rope on this, because I'm in a tent and I don't know, and as soon as I pop out, I have to fucking jump and go. And then when I like started to jump, as soon as I had a squat going, I realized, oh fuck, I really have to jump here.
To set that up at home visually, the Jake is facing Tent with the door towards himself. And then Jake runs back into the tent, which sets the tent up on its window side, meaning the door is facing the ceiling.
Because I roll it over almost like one of those balls.
Yeah, like
and then as soon as it rolls, I fucking jump through.
The idea is the tent gives him like the bandera or the backdrop over the top rope to the apron is the idea of the spot. But Jake just takes that shit straight to the ground.
Goddamn right it did.
And like fucking hit. But then like kind of stands up, puts his pants back on. Oh yeah, by the way, Tent took Jake's pants before this happened.
Yeah, it was a nice little touch.
Man, like it was just a good night. Like magic happened for both of us, and not to be cheesy or sentimental, but that's been kind of our year.
Yeah,
it was shitty, but like
I don't think there's been middle
high points.
There hasn't been middle ground for us. There's been like
we've
either
been lows or extreme. It's been extremes the entire time. It's been very down or it's been very up.
Yeah,
you know, like we went from. As much as we joke about it, you know, the down of your grandmother passing, and then, you know, what that gave us. And then we had the ups of the weekend we were at. That weekend we were with our FSCW family. And, you know, we don't say the dumb jamokes that say every locker room is their family. But, you know, FSCW is special to us.
Yeah.
And then we went from that and we went to, that's what takes us to almost WrestleMania time. And our extreme low with the match we had there at the Super Show, and then kind of coming back with some stuff, and that ended with an extreme high of wrestling with Liger again, but in a way that we wanted it,
making it right.
Yeah, and that, you know, that puts us in the middle of the year, and yeah, I mean, just ups and downs, and like no mids, no valleys, just all, or no mid ground, just all valleys and fucking peaks.
Oh yeah, it's been nothing but it's like oh okay, is this gonna be the worst day of my life or the best? Because it's not. We haven't just had average ones.
No, nope. We have the yes and no's on the calendars, and none of them say maybe.
No, but I think we can count more successes this year. I would say
stronger for us both.
Absolutely,
for all of us. Even Caleb, who's listening to his phone, got too goddamn loud.
Yeah. So that's quite fair.
On a fucking recorded medium.
It's all right. It's not like we're, you know, producing a show over
no,
here.
Not at all.
Why would we do that?
I mean, you know, he's only had all day to fuck around with that shit. He couldn't just wait 45 minutes.
That's okay. And he can't even hear us right now.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know. But he should be gracious. One of the fans of this podcast,
right?
Big Bob, like gave us all like Casey's gift cards.
Big Bob from Iowa gave me and Jake some gift cards. Got Caleb one too, because, you know, sometimes when you got kids with another person, you know, you can't just give your own kids the presents. There's another kid there. You got to get that kid a present too. So Caleb was also given a $20 gift card to Casey's, which is something, again, like we said a moment ago, I've newly found out some of the best pizza I've ever had, and it's the same as it's like a Midwestern, like Sheetz Wawa kind of.
Don't put it in the category of Sheetz, my friend. Fucking Casey's.
You're gonna say some Wawa bullshit.
I will lay down some fucking Wawa propaganda, my friend.
Whatever. But I mean, if we're gonna start talking about, you know, our buddy here in Iowa, what a better place to start off. We talked about the things we're going to talk about, but I'm going to throw you a quick little curveball. Let's talk about some fans.
Fucking right,
man. One of the best right there.
Absolutely. Bob's definitely one of the best. You didn't meet him. I saw him. He was there. I don't know if he came up to you, but DJ Shadow Penguin.
No, he didn't. Well, if he came up to me, he didn't announce himself as DJ Shadow Penguin.
He's a big supporter of what we do over here. So super cool guy.
Good. And of course, you know, we have Ray, who makes some of the most amazing crafts.
Absolutely. I guess she found something very recently, like at a thrift store or something that she digs. I haven't checked my DMs. She wanted to send me a picture of it. A bit like she's always picking stuff up. She's awesome. She's super supportive. Can't thank her enough. Always look forward to seeing her when we go to Florida. And a lot of the people that we go out and like there's a couple people in Ohio that listen, and I know that for sure. Like in Connecticut, like I was just wrestling Northeast Wrestling, and there's like a ton of people. Like Terry, I met Terry up there. He was sporting his How Did This Get Booked T-shirt at the Northeast Wrestling show. So I mean,
thanks to everybody. Like this was a really dumb idea that we had because we really liked How Did This Get Made, and we're like, man, that'd be real cool for wressling. But
I refuse to let you quit.
Yeah, guys, episode 100 is coming. You have no clue what's gonna happen. But no, man, like, it was something dumb we did as fun because Jake had like 10 podcasts going on, and he let one of them go, so he needed to add 3 more, and one of them just happened to be this one. And it's rough. Sometimes it's hard. We both have super busy schedules, but it's fun. Like, you tell me some of the things you have going on with that other treacherous, horrendous podcast. It's like not always ideal. But like, this one always just seems fun and easy, and it goes together well, and we don't take ourselves super serious, and it's not about dead people per se, and it's way better than the other shit you put out. And
I love how you were able to work in 4 veiled threats to 10 Bell Pod in a sentence. That was very, very nice.
Wait till I start putting out some of that fake. God damn it, Caleb! Some of that fake Nick Alexander propaganda that I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna wait for his career to get a little bit better before I take him down. Nobody gives a shit about.
He lives in Monroe, North Carolina. Nobody's gonna dispute anything you say about what he said in the middle of church or something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, man, this has been a great experience all year, and this year was better than last year.
Yeah,
We haven't done as many live shows, but that's probably for the best because our live shows are terrible.
Well, I think the one with the wrestler was good.
Yeah.
The uncensored one, I almost had a stroke. I mean,
We were about to die.
That wasn't great.
Which I had someone, I forget. Oh no, I went and saw someone we'll talk about in this episode here in a little while. Lauren Ansley and I went and saw a show at the Dilworth Grill in North Carolina, in Charlotte, and one of the guys there happened to be the guy that put on that entire weekend. And Lauren was like, "Oh, this is my friend Zane. He does a podcast." And he told the guy the name of the podcast. He goes, "Oh, I brought you into our comedy festival. You guys did a live episode." And I go, "I'm so sorry."
But there was that one guy that showed up and actually watched the pay-per-view.
Sure did.
And he was the best.
Yeah, I mean, like, we had
I never saw him
5 or 6
again.
of our friends show up. They didn't watch one thing.
Yeah.
Caleb was also there. Didn't watch one. Got Caleb just shaking his head. Didn't watch it. Didn't watch it. Drinking his Trulies too. Well, yeah, man, it's been a great year. Next year, maybe we need to get some more live shit going on. I think we've kind of hit a.
Well, I mean, VizArt, I have free reign to do whatever we want there. So if we want to do.
Oh, get it, buddy. Open it. It's Miller time.
It's truly time.
Well, you're so goddamn loud. We have to talk about you.
We have to acknowledge the sound that's going on in the room. I heard that.
Yeah, it's whatever.
But no, like we got a free reign to do whatever we want to visit.
Maybe we make a night of it.
Yeah.
Do we do a short watch along and a talk about, or maybe the way that Cabana would do the $5 live stuff?
I don't know if I want to do anything that's even remotely related to Cabana.
It's not like he's listening. Fuck him. John Moxley might be listening though.
Yeah, like
cool.
That that conversation came up on social media a lot, so I appreciate everybody that chimed in about that. And if anybody knows John,
Could you ask?
What the fuck that was about?
Does he feel that we're the only negative review to 12 rounds 5 or whatever?
And if it wasn't about 12 rounds, what the fuck? What the fuck was that about? I still don't know. So, I don't know. So.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, go find that 12 rounds episode we did.
No, we talked about the story on a recent episode.
Oh, okay.
It was the Miz, the Santa's, not Santa's.
That was
Santa's Little Helper.
Yeah.
I tell the entire story of what happened.
Yeah.
So Santa's Little Helper. That's a good episode too.
Yeah, that is one of the good ones.
I've
it didn't make my list, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. The outfit that Paige wore on that. Still thinking. That's the only thing I think about that movie. That's the only the only bright spot about that entire movie was Paige's outfit during that fucking boot camp challenge. Really, that's the only thing I gave a fuck about.
The only thing I think about was the Mrs. Package when he was in his underwear randomly when he got wrapped up in presents. So it's kind of
he was naked enough to.
No, he was in his boxers.
I don't even remember that. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about Paige with the boot camp challenge.
We each have our ideas about what's good and what sells tickets and what doesn't.
With the green leggings with the red shorts.
Yeah, I need a little bit more meat on my bones.
I don't know. All right, fine.
I need something a little bit more tan.
Fine with that.
He's the Miz. You want to get into this?
Let's get into this. We kind of give a little rap, a little chatter.
We'll probably run into more stuff. We'll expound on things.
We'll expound upon things, and I might have a couple curveballes for you, and maybe we'll have a couple open discussions and stuff like that. But no, this is the year in review, and basically what we've been doing last, I think, at least year.
Maybe because we only had 1 year in review.
Hey, we've only had 1 year in review. But basically, what I asked Zane to do, and he always does it on the way to whenever we're recording.
I get to be fresh.
I will say that about you. The thoughts that you have prepared, even though they've been in a haste, they are fresh.
That's right. That's all I want. Fresh to death.
Fresh.
Sometimes the things that we watch, I just listen to on my car radio on the way over here. I just plug the I might not even watch the thing itself. Just like, it's about 45 minutes to get to Man Scout's house with this kind of traffic, so I'll just listen to the rest of this on the way.
Good.
Yes. Well, another one of my shortcuts. Cool. Another one of my shortcuts I like to do is I know you'll always talk to me about the promos that are cut, so I usually just skip the promos and just let you tell me about them, and yeah, for sure, and then hope the whatever guest watched them.
Jesus Christ! Let's pull back. I thought pulling back the veil on the tent match was going to ruin everything, but you're really killing everything for everybody right now.
Because again, I'm quitting at 100.
You're not quitting at 100. I'm not letting you quit.
Because we're cutting this shit down at 100. This shit's ending.
No fucking. No, we're not. We're not.
No,
I'm not
gonna let you.
I'm not gonna let you quit. Like you come up with this is what you do. You have a great idea. You do it for a little while, and then you stop doing it. Like another podcast
that ends at 100, motherfucker. Yeah. That ended at 33, motherfucker. Can't trust nobody anymore.
You can't trust. Yeah, that's for sure.
You can't rely on people to show up when they say they will.
It was a great idea.
You
should resurrect it.
I think I want to do it for the High Spots Network.
Do it for like seasons.
No, that's not a bad idea too.
Do seasons.
I probably should get a bunch in the can and then
release some.
Because I was doing it once a week and.
Oh, don't fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
Just fucking get seasons. Extra talented. It's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna be back, guys.
It's
Here
gonna
it
be
is.
Back.
This is the announcement.
He's just got to find the formula.
I just gotta, get people that are reliable.
Yeah. Right, or just get a woman. But anyways, we do have a formula for the
top
year
5
review.
podcasts I did. Extra talented podcast. D-Lon, and D-Lon. Spit out fire.
We do top 5 episodes, top 5 guests.
Yeah.
He has a list. I have a list.
We do,
and we're gonna discuss it. So, in no particular order. Let's not put one above.
All right.
Don't put one over the other. I couldn't do that because I just, especially when it comes to guests, like
that easily.
Well, I think as far as guests go, like they're all ones to me.
Yeah.
So, but top 5 episodes. I'll say one, you say one,
and then we'll go.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna do episodes first.
Yes, we'll do episodes first.
Okay.
Right at the top of the list.
Well, we're gonna go heavy down. Okay.
We're gonna go heavy down for me.
Okay.
Baywatch, Blindside.
Which one is that one?
That's the one where that's the John Gonzalez.
That is on my list. I do, and I will go ahead and agree.
Mm-hmm.
I did rank all of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say number 4, Baywatch with El Gigante.
Okay.
Because it changed my mind about Baywatch.
Because I read that fucking plot that fucking old John Court was involved in a later season.
I love the movie. I didn't care about the first episode we did and about Baywatch. But this one brought it in for me, and your passion changed me, Jake. Your passion brought me over to the Baywatch side, to the blind side, some would say.
Sandra Bullock is nowhere to be found, but C.J. Parker is.
Be cooler if it was, but whatever. Whatever. I'll watch Sandra Bullock run in slow mo. I don't care. But yeah, I will agree with you. Baywatch, 100%.
Okay. You want to go one?
Yeah, I'll go one. I'll save that one for a minute. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll stay in the vein, because for me, a lot of my episodes that I like the most were our pop culture ones.
Yes.
Again, because a lot bit more goes into doing our wrestling ones, because we have to find a comedian. We have to hope that comedian isn't even a wrestling fan, which strikes out more than you would think.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot, yeah.
But then we don't want to repeat the same guests on you a whole bunch, and then we got to figure out a time that works, and then then they realize that, I actually have to watch this to talk about it. Just some dumb shit.
Yeah.
So I'm a bigger fan of our pop culture episodes. But we started doing something this year with our pop cultures where we made fake ad reads. And I thought that was just a real fun thing. It was real cutesy deal. And then one of my favorite episodes was the A-Team episode, mainly because of the ad read that we did for that one and about the meal prep company.
I pity your food.
I pity the food. So that was one of my favorites. I'm going to go with that one because of the fact that it was an ad read. We did the first one because we lost our actual ad read that we had.
Yeah, we had the one soap company that gave us any type of, not even money.
Gave us nothing.
They gave me
got a bar of soap.
2 bars of soap, which there are 2 people on the podcast, so you got one and I got one.
Yep.
And that's it.
But we did our fake reads, and I think that was one of our funner. That was the first time we did the first read that we did, and it was kind of like whatever. We didn't know what we were doing. But this one we were just far more loose. Let's go off the hip on it, and I think it turned out very well. So for that idea alone, A-Team was one of my favorites.
One of our better segments. We'll probably do that going forward. Now, you already said this wasn't on your list, but this is on my list.
Okay.
And I'm just going to put it out here right away, just because, to bring it up. Why? The Santa Little Helper episode.
Yeah, it was because of Paige.
It brings up good memories of Paige in like green leggings and red shorts. It puts me right there. But as far as the episode goes, it's got the John Moxley story that everybody should listen to, and I think this
is a very, very good episode
for us. The movie, no, don't dare watch.
I didn't say it was a very good movie. I said it was a very good episode.
Do not. I repeat, if you have been like, I'll wait till I see the Santa Little Helper episode before I listen to the podcast, do not fucking do that. That is the worst mistake you've ever made. Just doesn't us make fun of it, and that covers everything. There is no earthly fucking reason to watch that fucking movie ever, and I will fucking stand by that. You hear that, Mike Mazanin? Come up, come at me, come right at me, get in my face, and just say, Cool. And then that's all you're going to fucking do because fucking old Mox, deathmatch boy, that's all he did. What the fuck you going to do, Hollywood?
What you got, son? You ain't got shit.
Ain't got shit.
You ain't shit. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch gears.
Okay.
I've only got 3 left on my list.
I got 3 as well.
I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to go to, I still have more pop culture on my list.
But
I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to hit a wrestling show for you. Just let the fans know at home that I still give a shit about the sport, which I don't. Halloween Havoc 2000.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
Give it to me.
We have our list of our favorite guests. But I
just remembered who did that one.
But I am not going to waste my time with the spot just to talk about how bad this guest was. But on that episode, we had what I feel is the worst guest we've ever had. And his name is Ben. What was his last name?
Stacy.
Ben Stacy, who I'm not even sure watched the fucking show. But
he did not, because I made him watch what he did not.
The finish of the
last
2 matches
while you were coming
house.
In, and I was like, you were running late, and I go, oh, well, you're going to sit down. And he was like, I didn't even watch the whole thing. Sorry. Yeah. And he begged me for an opportunity. Yeah.
And I had seen him at a show and thought he was very funny. And I was like, man, we should kind of get this kid. I think he's funny. He's a real big hillbilly. And, he's got this Larry the Cable Guy-esque character that I feel that he is. No, it's just that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And then he was very problematic throughout the entire episode, where we had to give 2 different disclaimers.
Yeah.
To the point, at one point he just goes, oh no, I live with a trans fella. And then I had to ask you if he even got the pronouns right for that fella he's talking about.
He did.
He did, yes.
He did. He did get that right for sure. But at the same time,
who almost the fella that he was talking about was Shayna Lane, right?
Yeah.
Who was, if we had honorable mention, would have been my honorable mention
for
our guest.
Yeah, we haven't got there yet, but for sure, I got a funny story. And
but 2000 Halloween Havoc 2000, just because Ben was so fucking bad, I can't not remember it.
Yeah, and then like it just got to a point like I was like, all right, give him a chance, and then I'm like, nope, you fucked up.
Not get another one.
Now I get to fucking make fun of you as much as I want,
and we razzed this motherfucker.
Oh, if you want to listen to fucking pushing a human being closer to an edge, like just like a cat pushing it to
see two snowflakes tell a fucking boomer he's a piece of shit. Well, this is your episode.
Yes, it most certainly is.
Two fucking libtards telling a fucking Republican. Tell a fascist what's up. Man, he's probably not a fascist. He's not that clever. He's just a dummy. It's all.
He's silly man.
He's a good kid. He's just stupid.
Yeah.
You're up, kid.
I'm up. Well, I'm surprised we haven't talked about this one. I just realized I have all pop cultures as my
good
top
for
5.
you.
I like all of our pop culture ones. And the one that's probably my favorite.
I think it's my next one, too. Go ahead.
Suburban Commando.
You mean Urban Commando, the movie that we remade with The Rock and Kevin Hart because it's a genius idea?
That is what fucking podcast gold is.
That sure is. That is my number 2.
That is Nick Alexander, Spencer Taylor, who is
writer for the show Mixedish.
Mixedish, yes.
I think we mentioned it then, but now it's a definite thing because she has written her own episode that was, she talked about far after we did the episode of ours.
Yeah, she's doing great. She's crushing. She's a genius, and her boyfriend made her watch Suburban Commando to do this podcast.
Yeah, Suburban Commando is the best pop culture we've done.
For sure. I would totally agree with that one. That is definitely top of my list. So nothing but great things about that episode.
If you really want to get the essence of what we want this show to be and the comedy and the timing and whatnot that we have, like that is the penultimate example of like, here, this is what we think is funny. And then that also, which is very rare when it comes to pop culture, we had a guest and it was Nick and Spencer.
Well, because Nick said, he goes, hey, do you guys want to do this episode and have me on? I can make Spencer watch it too.
That was the sell.
And then he was like, even if you don't, I'm still going to make Spencer watch it. And I'm like, well, if she's going to go through this shit, she might as well also go through this podcast.
Hey, Zane, do you want Nick on? No. He's going to have Spencer come with him. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. And with Dynamite.
Yep. And then that leaves us with one more.
I have 2 more, actually.
Oh, then you go, because I only have one. We did Suburban Commando. Oh, because we had 2 of the same. That's why.
We 2 of the same.
So you go on again.
This is a dark horse.
Oh, no.
This is a dark.
And is it a different Baywatch? God damn, it's a different Baywatch episode, isn't it?
It's Baywatch the movie.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
Fuck me. Yeah.
That was an interesting choice. Like, actually, one of our more higher listened episodes.
Because The Rock was a part of it.
Yeah,
we do better when The Rock's involved.
Especially when I'm shitting on The Rock.
I.e., Urban Commando.
Anytime we mention old Dwayne, numbers go up.
Hey, the same thing when he does his own movies. Numbers go up when he's in the movie.
But how
many people do you think saw Jumanji with Robin Williams, and how many people do you think saw Jumanji with The Rock in it? I throw the gauntlet down to you, Man Scout.
I mean, maybe the same amount of people. I think.
Shut the fuck up.
I think
Get the fuck out of here.
It was pretty successful. I mean, the way movie numbers are nowadays.
Streaming
exists now.
Caleb, what are you doing? I'm just going to go back over and talk to Caleb for a minute.
But no, Baywatch the movie.
Yeah.
Also, too, fond memories of one of the Jonas Brothers' wives in that green dress. Just, I don't know why.
Just like the color green on bitches, man.
I just do. I love the color green on a woman.
So if you're...
I can't even describe.
So if you're a woman out there trying to sway the eyes of a Man Scout towards her, just the color green.
Color green.
Now...
It's not me. It's people in the hallway.
Now, if you're trying to sway the eyes of the Man Scout in the color green, don't be Caucasian though. That is not going to work out for you. Sorry, ladies. Minorities only, please.
Anyways,
it is true.
I had so many jokes in my head, and
I just killed them all.
Destroyed them all, and I realized I have a microphone into a recording device, and I'm like, yeah, let's just all put those in my brain. And
Just keep those where they are.
Well, let's keep those. One and one left.
Each?
Yeah, one each.
I'm gonna end it with the wrestling show.
Okay.
Not my forte, but it is what it is. Joey Ryan's penis party.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Just because of the inside knowledge we had, because we were there. Like we basically helped produce this show. I was running the back. You were part of there. You were in the locker room the entire time. We just got yelled at by X-Pac. You know, like it was a good show.
I edited the whole show.
Yep, you knew every ins and outs too.
Knew different iterations. Actually, like helped book one of the matches on the show. It was just, you know, we had a lot of inside information. And then of course taking poor sweet Lauren Ansley,
man,
and giving her and handing her a DVD and an open mic and be like, here, I need you to watch this.
Watch this show that says penis party on the front.
And of course she
and every time, like the time we had her before that, we kept talking about her 5 dates to the prom, and we put her in weird sexual situations every single time, and she comes out on top like she should. And of course, me madly being in love with Lauren Ansley. So
yeah, she's the best.
Yeah,
and beerly funny. You just look for all the common shows.
She is killing it right now. She's adding new venues every single week. She's got 2 or 3 shows a week.
Just running shit.
Killing it. She fucking being a boss bitch in Charlotte. So check her out. Beerly funny. Lauren Ansley. You know, get her. Lauren, call me, please. I'm waiting for you. I'm just trying to make funny babies.
Funny looking.
What's up?
Last one for me. Episodes. This is truly a dark horse. I don't think you saw this one coming.
Baywatch, motherfuckers.
Chokeslam.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was that this year?
Yeah.
Wow. Might have been early.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, you're right. That was a good movie.
Yeah. But I think
a real fun way for things to occur on Valentine's Day.
I think our episode on it was pretty good. I think the way that we dissect what was wrong, what we liked, what we didn't like, I thought it was pretty good and pretty hilarious.
We did a good job.
Yeah, I think we did a really good job on that one.
No, you're right.
So
and so like we're gonna talk about the episodes we really liked. The episode I was the most disappointed in, and the one that we had talked about at the time about how it was disappointing, was the Glow season 3.
Yeah,
like how we wanted that particular bit of media to be so much better, and it just, unfortunately, against our better wishes, was fucking trash.
Well, I think one of our fans said online, like they put it the best. I think they said it on the Facebook page. They said it the best. Less wrestling, more boobs.
Yeah.
And like
I am mad at that last part. I am mad at that first part though.
Yeah, I like boobs.
Yeah, dude, I love them.
I like boobs, but at the same time too.
And one of the things, and not to cut you too much, but like the first season, one of the things we complimented was the fact that there were boobs. Mm-hmm. But they weren't it wasn't a sexualized situation. It was just, this is how 2 girls are talking to one another, and sometimes you change your clothes the same way we would talk, and I would change a shirt. Except I do also have boobs, but Allison Bree's boobs are way better than my boobs.
And at the same time too, there's 10 times more wrestling than there are boobs.
Sure, you're right.
Can't say that about season 3.
Nope. Opposites.
Yeah.
Switch 'em's up.
Mm-hmm.
Tits up, wrestling down.
Pretty much. So,
but yeah. Chokeslam's a good call.
Yeah, I like Chokeslam. That was a good episode for us.
It was very good. Well, that brings us over to our next topic, unless you have a little something there in the middle to segue.
Yeah, I am the segue king.
You are. I mean, speaking of tits, my number 5 guest.
So, yeah, speaking of number 5 guest,
Normal Dennis. I'm just kidding.
No, I can't make that joke.
That's not a seg.
No, I'll tell you this.
We don't need cheap segs on this episode.
Oh, these are not cheap. These are boldly offensive.
I'm back in.
Listen, it is almost 2 a.m. I am losing my voice, and I said, hey, let's record a podcast.
Almost 2 a.m. It is 2:30. Caleb and I are going to the airport in an hour and a half.
Good. That means I'll be able to sleep in this room all by myself.
Ew.
But who is not all by themselves.
There we go.
Is our one of our top 5 guests. For me, we'll start off with me.
I feel like this is going to be like the exact same list.
It might be.
Go on.
A very recent guest, Corey the Gardener.
So I told you I put mine in order. Corey the Gardener, number 2.
Really?
I loved his commitment to what we were doing. Like,
he watched the show twice.
A lot of the people we have, or every other person that I have on my list, has been a guest at least once. Corey the Gardener came in there, never been a part of this, has no clue what we're doing, and fucking just crushes. As far as his commitment to the stupidity of all of this, there were moments where like we would say something and he would just go like, oh yeah, like all of our past guests do when they haven't watched the product. And he's like, no, wait, that was this, and then started going into some jokes on it. I think Corey is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. Definitely going to find a way to get him back for sure. He was great. Absolutely great.
I do agree. We'll talk about our ideas for guests after this.
Okay.
Maybe we'll leave it to the fans. We've talked about it in your kitchen. Maybe we can talk about it here. Maybe we'll figure out what people want.
Yeah, we're gonna leave some open-ended things in the end, and we want to hear some feedback.
So you took Corey the Gardener for me. I'm gonna go Kaleigh Cutright and Ramon Perez. Fucking kill it every single time.
Fucking right, they do.
They never disappoint. They have good inside jokes with themselves. They make inside jokes with us. We're very good at coming back to them every single time. I love having them on the show.
Yeah, they're on my list as well. That was the one thing, like, it got further down later in the year, and I remember us saying last year they were on our list, and it goes, we got to get them back, and it took almost a whole year to get them back, and I knew before the year ended we had to get them on, and that's why we got them on as quick as possible.
And we did it, and that's what it is. We tried our best, and we got them finally, and they did not disappoint.
Yeah, they are fantastic. I love them to death. They get exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, and they are a great addition. It's one of those people, like, if I couldn't make it, I would suggest we get them to take my place for a show. So, yeah, I love having those two on our show.
Yeah, but the only reason I held them off is because I was thinking they'd be good live guests.
Yeah.
That's why it took so long to get them in.
Because there was a time we thought we might have a live show in the works, and it
never worked out.
Yeah.
Scheduling. Back to me now.
Yep. Yes, you.
Kind of already talked about this. It does count as a guest, even though it was a pop culture episode. Nick and Spencer.
I got number 5.
I mean,
killed it.
Yeah,
they're good together. They're the same pros that Ramon and Kaleigh have. The same.
Nick wrote jokes.
Yeah.
He wrote jokes for the show.
In the way that Nick's style of writing, especially when it comes to comedy, is so simple but so complex that it's insane. Like,
speaking of simple and complex, wait till you see his bit on white genocide. It's good.
Wow.
It's good.
Wow.
It's good.
Man, I can't wait.
Of all the white genocide jokes I've heard, it's a good one.
He's a very one-line punny kind of guy, but his setup is so it's otherworldly, this kid. Like, I hate him because I'm jealous. And also I hate him because he does a really shitty other podcast. But that's a different story.
That is a different story. So, all right, you're up, buddy.
I am up. A new to the game podcaster. We've had him recently, but many times he's a time traveler. Carlos Valencia.
Yeah.
Carlos is always very good. Someone else that actually pays attention to the material and will write jokes for the specific situations. He was also very good to translate when we watched the Santos movies.
He figured out what we were doing.
But I think he's a 3-timer.
I think he's just
He did the Santos, and he did the one that he was actually at because we saw the kid in the fedora.
That was the Survivor Series one. It's only 2.
Okay,
he's not in the 3-timer.
Okay.
There's only one 3-timer.
Only Lauren.
And that's a good segue into my next one. Lauren is on my list right there.
That's your last one?
Well, I got one more, and
okay, because Carlos wasn't on your list.
Carlos was not on my list. No.
Well, Lauren is, again, I'm madly, deeply in love with Lauren, and she is my number 1.
I mean, if you want me to put a word in it, I can make this happen.
I mean, I got it, Scout.
Oh, excuse the fuck out me.
I got the juice.
What the fuck?
Squeezing the juice.
Squeeze the juice.
Squeezing the juice. If you guys see Lauren Ansley, don't tell her I said any of that.
Yeah, don't
Keep
do that.
You know what? YOLO. Tell her.
Go ahead. See how it works out.
See how, fuck it, who cares?
I mean,
shotgun approach. Here we go, guys. I got some Casey's Pizza over there waiting on me. It ain't too hurting. Last one's on you, boss man.
My last one. It's got a good story to it. It's actually Shane Lane.
Yeah, all right.
Slamboree 2000.
My honorable mention is one of yours. That's great.
Shane, actually, I don't know if you've paid attention or not, but somebody on Twitter ended up following Shane because of his appearance on How Did This Get Booked. And anytime we talk about like guests or anything like that, somebody's like, you should have Shane Lane back on. And like, I go to Shane and goes, is this your friend?
Is this one of your outlaws?
Yeah. And Shane's like, no. They just started following me as soon as they heard me on your episode.
You're welcome, Shane-O.
And then like
Shane-O Mac.
I guess this guy like lives in the North Carolina area, or definitely not in Charlotte though. And I had a comedy show in Charlotte, and Shane's just like, yeah, I think that guy from Twitter is supposed to be. So
did we just do a love connection?
A love connection or
a stalking setup?
Or a stalking setup. I don't know what we have done.
I don't know what love connection equivalent to stalking is.
I don't know. All I know is Chuck Woolery is involved because he's doing a lot of weird stuff on Twitter right now.
Of course, he's got questions. As we all do. But we have some questions for you guys. We want to kind of open it up to our audience because we're a bit perplexed. Yeah.
We have as we mentioned earlier, we have fantastic listeners, but we want to make sure that we're giving you guys the type of program.
We're not trying to assume what you like the most or what you like the least and all that.
We kind of assumed today that you liked us just bullshitting.
Yeah.
for about.
And we've been doing it hardcore.
Yeah, we've been doing it for about 50 minutes.
Oh fuck! Okay. Yes. You thought what just happened was something. We're getting ready to go speed read to this. We're going home right now. We've talked about how hard it is to kind of get guests to make this work.
Yeah.
We have been told by friends and fans that you like the bullshit, dumb stuff that we do, i.e. this entire fucking episode.
This episode, but more specifically, the pop culture ones.
So what is it that you want... What would you like from us this coming year? Do you like that we bring in try to bring in new comedians every time? We toyed around with the idea. Something I suggested was that maybe we just have the same comedian for the month every time, like January's are Lauren Ansley months or years or months when it comes to that year.
Yeah.
February's are Carlos, because now we've gotten in the motion of doing one wrestling show, one pop culture.
Yeah.
Do you like that? Do you even give a shit if we have comedians? Would it be more of a novelty if we did all these episodes ourselves and then randomly, so let's just say a quarter, we bring in a Carlos or we bring in a Ramon and Kaleigh?
Yeah, like how often we want to do that? We're interested. Like I think we have a good stable of people that like we can always get Lauren Ansley.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because
she ain't doing shit.
Well, we can always get her because there's obviously a sexual attraction between you two. Because
apparently, I'm just trying to get
because you apparently have the juice, as you would say.
Well, wait till I propose to her on this show, like somebody at a $5 wrestling show.
That was amazing. I dare Raw to beat that fucking segment. But I
don't know if you watched Raw anytime recently. I have not.
I have not. Neither of us.
Look on.
Obviously, Shane is somebody who's always like, I'm down, man. I'm down. And then, Carlos and Brian Penn, always Brian O'Neill.
JD Caldwell. Like if I had to do an honorable mention,
motherfucker didn't watch the last fucking show.
But he tries. I gotta respect something.
All right.
We're running out of fucking people, man.
Yeah, it's a very small scene in Charlotte. That's why I like bringing someone like a Corey the Gardener in, who was coming in through Asheville. And it's very tough, like traveling to people.
And being able to do this in a hotel room after a show is very rarely a feasible thing, where we could go to a Des Moines, Iowa, and grab a comedian here. It's not necessarily a possibility always.
And definitely a non-wrestling fan, and they'd seen a show. So it is there are challenges to it, but you as fans and listeners and subscribers,
fans feels weird.
It does. I hate saying fans. You guys are listeners.
Because it makes it sound like we're doing you guys a favor by asking.
Dear gosh,
you guys are just people that don't have shit to do like we don't.
We present a show. We present you a product.
We say things out loud. You just happen to listen. You're part of this game.
You're listeners. You listen in, and fans are people who stick around no matter what. You guys will tune out as soon as the show gets
fans
shitty.
Will shoot us outside of this hotel room and say they love us right before they kill us.
You guys will just stop. Hit unsubscribe,
and that's cool. If that's what you want, I'd prefer to do that.
But we don't want you to unsubscribe.
I definitely don't want you to shoot us. Though. Not me. I mean, whatever is whatever on the other end.
Yeah, but.
Hey, what's up, Scott? When'd you get here? Fuck. Is Lauren Ansley here? Never mind, I'll figure it out.
She's around here somewhere.
Yeah, I got the juice. You don't know what the juice means.
I call it the sauce. That's why it's funny to me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, the sauce and the juice is the same thing.
It's all the same. But no, like we want to make sure that this show is crafted for you guys as much as possible. So please just get on Twitter at @ManScottManning and be like, hey, give us more guests, or hey, give us more pop cultures. We're open to that. Yeah.
And if you're one of those people that are like, we've listened to this show and we always tell you to like tell us stuff, and you're like, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to really listen. No, 100%. Like this is we want to fashion this show around you because we don't, what we think is fucking stupid.
We like the numbers that we have now, but we want to increase the numbers, and we want to present you guys with the product, and we want those numbers to grow, and we want those numbers, you guys that have been listening to every single episode, we want to make sure that this show is something that you've cultivated.
Yeah, you've helped us bring this to the masses, and it's not that you guys are just numbers to us, but with those numbers we can do more.
Yeah.
And we want the people that have been on the ground floor a part of this to help us build that, because this is just as much your podcast as it is ours.
Well, just like Bob suggested a wrestling show for us to do.
Yeah. He did that just not too long ago, and we did it.
Yeah, it was Halloween Havoc 2000. It was
fucking. He chose a horrible guest, but
he didn't choose the guest. We choose the guest. We failed.
Put it on him.
We failed Bob.
We failed Bob.
We failed Bob.
We failed you, Bob.
We failed you, Bob.
But he suggested another episode, and we've talked today that it most likely will be our next episode.
Just gotta figure out how to watch.
If we can get it.
Yeah, if we can get it, we're gonna do it, and it'll be definitely before episode 100.
Well, I believe this is 98, so
yeah, well, it's gonna come. It might be 101, whatever, but
it'll be very soon.
It'll be very soon. But anytime
you have no idea how. Another hard part is figuring out what the fuck we're gonna watch.
And Bob hit it out of the park with Halloween Havoc 2000.
Yeah,
I look at lists of bad pay-per-views, and Halloween Havoc 2000 wasn't on it, and that was the fucking worst pay-per-view I've ever fucking seen.
It was so bad we had to bring in a fucking fascist to do it.
But not Bob's fault.
No, Bob, you're the best.
Bob the best. So, if you guys got a suggestion, you guys watch this. We're open to anything. We're trying to craft this show for you. Yeah. We want to give you what you want.
Would you like different segments? Would you like us to talk about other shit? Do you want to hear more about, so at the end of the shows, we talk about what we're getting ready to do? Mm-hmm. Do you want to hear about what we did?
You kind of heard about the little taste of that at the beginning of this episode.
Did you like that?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why we put it in here. So if you,
we're trying to make you guys come. Tell us what you like.
Basically, like I always say, is there anything that you want me to do differently?
Yeah,
I'm very coachable, and I take suggestions very well.
Very well.
Normally, when I say that, I'm butt naked with another person, but I'm fully clothed in a hotel room with Zane Riley.
But Zane Riley, butt naked in a room with two other persons.
Yes, and one of them may or may not be Lauren Ansley.
It's not. It's Caleb Conley.
It's always Caleb Conley.
You sitting that good, buddy? He's asleep. He's snoring.
It's okay. I'll sprinkle some sauce on him.
What happens when we put the sauce and the juice together?
Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
Don't. Oh, guys. The Adventures of Sauce and Juice. A podcast in a podcast.
It's a quote the Dave Chappelle episode. I pray to God you don't do that.
Guys, we've wasted your time enough. Let's go ahead and wrap it. Let's bring it home.
Well, we got to figure out what we're going to do for episode 100.
I have a good idea. Hear me out.
Okay.
Never been done.
Never tell me about it.
Let's cancel this shit.
Just fuck off.
All right, fair enough. I'm out. I'm out of ideas.
So, like, the idea of doing no holds barred, batted around.
Yeah.
And, like, that's like, so been done.
It's topical right now, too, because Zeus Lister's kind of doing rounds again. He's doing conventions.
But everybody and their brother fucking...
We've talked about doing, like...
has done a no holds barred episode.
We've talked about doing Ready to Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
But...
They just did it with, like, Conrad at StarCast.
They did it with, with Shane Helms. And that's also a better live thing.
Now, I've thought about, like, maybe we can throw a live episode really fast together.
I mean, you do have free carte blanche at...
This is true, but I think the schedule's a little tight. But I'm gonna go ahead and pose this to you, Zane Riley.
Oh, man, I got shit to do.
I've been
Lauren gonna be there?
I mean, we can get her there if you want.
I'll bring the juice. Go ahead.
All right, well, let me bring the sauce.
Don't you dare do that. Go on.
God,
you don't do that.
There's a movie that I have.
What if we've been more personable than we've ever been on this podcast, this one episode? What if everybody fucking hates it? Our numbers just go down.
They probably will.
We don't give a shit about the shows you've done. We don't give a shit about the juice or the sauce. Don't care who you liked. We hated them all.
Hated them all.
Every one of them.
Everybody you liked.
Said, we like J.D. Caldwell only. Hey, no one said anything about Brian Penn.
Nobody said a fucking word about Alex Spears.
God damn it. Hopefully those particular people don't. Did we have Matt Barentine this year?
I don't think we did.
If we did, it would have been the beginning.
Well, we
might need to bring him back. I like Matt. So.
Yeah, we might be doing his show.
He's got a show?
He's got a show, a live show. I'm gonna see if I can get you on.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, so I do things.
Hey, throw me a bone.
Yeah,
let me have a little bit of that sauce.
If you give me some of that juice,
I got you some juice.
All right,
a little juice for you.
Okay.
My juice is really just Truly's pineapple.
Yeah, I mean my sauce is just my semen.
I'm in. Straight up trade. Go ahead.
Straight up trade. That's the barter system here. And how does this get booked?
Welcome to the 100th episode, guys. We got you. We're just gonna replay this episode
over and over again. It's gonna be
for 99 and 100.
Yeah, it's gonna be
all right. Here we go.
There's a movie I've wanted to do for a very long time, but I in the back of my mind, I have put it off till we get better at this, and then I've also put it off in some crazy timeline or universe where we are
a multiverse.
We are super successful at this.
Holy shit, like that moment in Endgame where like Doctor Strange tells Tony Stark there's only one timeline and then it happens in.
Yeah.
This is that one.
That you and I end up on How Did This Get Made? And they ask us what we want to discuss.
Okay.
And I'm like, body slam.
I think we've talked about that since the beginning.
That
was kind of the basis of this when we first decided to do
when
this.
we started this podcast.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the movie Body Slam.
And I want to say that what we actually ended up doing was that Roddy Piper TV show thing instead. Is that tag team?
Yeah.
We talked about doing Body Slam, but we did tag team instead.
Yeah, I've wanted to do Body Slam for a very long time. So much, in fact, that because we do GalaxyCon.
We do.
And I've put it out to them, if they ever book Dirk Benedict, that I want to sit down and talk to him for 20, 30 minutes. Not to talk about the A-Team. I want to talk about the movie.
What the fuck is the A-Team? Never heard of it.
I want to talk about fucking Body Slam.
And then I want him to get up, not say a word, and just fucking leave.
Oh, he would. He seems very old Hollywood.
What is that?
Yeah.
It was a movie. I wasn't in that movie.
You were Harry Smilak. I fucking remember the name.
Here's your IMDb page. This shit's wrong. I'm fucking leaving.
I'm Dirk Benedict. I'm old Hollywood. Okay.
Ooh, or if he just said it, Dirk Benedict did not do that movie.
Like I've been obsessed with this movie this entire run, and I think maybe that's
we're due up.
Let's just go ahead and fucking do it.
Let's do it. Right on. Episode 100 is going to be Body Slam.
Let's give the fans something that I've wanted to talk about for a while, something I'm excited to do, something I really want to do, and hopefully my excitement will carry over
be
to
enough for
be enough
an 100th episode.
Even though we're not going to be doing with Paul Scheer.
I mean, unless some weird shit happens the next month, guys.
Yeah, and so,
if you guys know Paul Scheer, there's a chance that he listens. Or so what? I don't know if you guys follow us that much on the Twitter end of the world, but every once in a while, because we do follow Paul Scheer, when something happens in wrestling and Paul Scheer says something about it, some fan will inevitably go, "Hey, Paul Scheer, you should start a podcast called How Did This Get Booked?" And we always try to tag ourselves in that. So I feel that at least he has to at least know that we are in the world.
Well, somebody did that, and I replied to it, copyrighted, trademarked. Which is not. I have filed no legal paperwork.
No, absolutely not.
So,
or if Paul Scheer just wants to send us a cease and desist, either way.
Either way.
How booked did this get? And that's what's the podcast name. Whatever. But yeah, so Paul Scheer, if you're listening and you're trying to be secretive about it, but you feel like now is your time to step forward,
you better hurry up, buddy. This is episode 98. So
we got 2 to go.
If you want to jump on.
Unless you're just super hard into TNA pay-per-views.
Tell you what, if you even want us to fly to LA, we'll fly to your home in Los Angeles, California.
I'll be in LA like Tuesday if you just want to help me out.
Well, this is going to come out way after that. I mean, we'll fly to Bar Wrestling.
You're trying to tell me that he's not omnipotent and he can't just sense that we're talking about this?
Paul Scheer?
Yeah. Come on now.
I mean, Diane Rayfield, maybe.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely a Time Lord.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So, but yeah,
Jason Mantzoukas. Man, that'd be real cool. So if you guys know Paul Scheer, you're waiting for your moment. This is your dare to be great situation.
You could give 2 guys that have been speaking very quietly in a hotel room to do a podcast.
Yeah. We've been doing this podcast for over an hour, and not one person has knocked on our door to tell us to shut the fuck up.
Absolutely. We've been doing this for an hour and 6 minutes, my friend. And I feel like we hit our stride at 51.
I think are we done?
I don't have anything else really to discuss. I wanted to put it out there for episode 100. I'm if anybody has any ideas or
if
any
you have
gems,
something better.
If you have something better,
or no Paul Scheer.
Yeah,
A or B.
A or B. That's what I would like is to do Body Slam for episode 100.
I'm in.
Okay, cool.
We don't have anybody's review. We don't know who's on the top of what.
We do not. I didn't look that up. You guys have been killing it though in reviews. I handed a shirt off to a gentleman today.
Was that the guy with the fucking weird stash?
Weird. So you mean the cool fucking stash? Yes, it's that right fucking on. Cool stash, motherfucker.
You even sent it out my way for me to say thanks.
Yeah,
cool.
So he got a shirt.
Good.
He's
you said I have a shirt for you, and I just assumed maybe he just pre-bought a tent or a. You can also buy a tent or a Men's Gal Manning t-shirt right now. He's got 2 really cool designs that you guys should go ahead and get on buying. Or if you leave a review on Stitcher or whatever bullshit, you can
I'll bring them to a show. If you know you're to see me at a show, go ahead and leave a review, and you'll get a free How Did This Get Booked t-shirt. And
just say, "Hey, I'm gonna be at this show. Bring it with you."
I've done it multiple times at Wrestling Revolver.
You know, normally we would talk about what we have coming up, man, but no, I don't want to talk about that. I just want to thank you for everything we've done here. For giving me this outlet.
Well, it's good because I got so much shit I have to plug right now. No.
But yeah, you know, we joke about like I'm ready to fucking quit this whenever you are. But no, it's definitely a highlight every time we do it. It's always fun, and yeah, man, fuck what we're doing as far as wrestling goes. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now than right here in this. What is this, Ramada? We're at Ramada Hotel. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than right here with you.
I agree.
So go ahead, plug some shit. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Well, let's just plug it. Just as always, subscribe, listen, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud,
Squirrel,
Spotify,
videos, whatever.
Yeah, Squirrelbox, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, get up with me on social media at ManScoutManning on Twitter. Fuck Zane's Twitter.
Yeah, you guys don't
do that.
You could at Zane Riley, and I've been talking to that guy that has that that screen name for a long time about changing with me, but he doesn't want to yet.
Just send any feedback. More pop culture shows, less pop culture shows, more guests.
Tell us what you want, because we're out of ideas.
It's not so much. Just we want to have the show curated for you guys. And
it's not about us.
Yeah, it's about you guys, and you guys have made this a fantastic year. You've been fantastic listeners, and some awesome people, and we met several of them tonight.
Yeah,
and
that was great, and that's the fucking coolest thing.
Yeah. So
like, and we want to mood at a show, and somebody be like, "Hey man, I really like your podcast."
Yeah,
and I'm just like, "Wait, what?"
let's get some more people out there, and let's make this more of a community, and let's have more fun.
Let's do it. Let's get real fucking weird in 2020, guys.
Well, let's make sure everybody gets sauce.
Everybody gets the juice, guys. If you know someone with sauce, you know someone with juice. Mix that shit together.
I pray to God you don't do that shit. Woo.